I'm Corbett Wall with DV Auction, here with your feeder flash for Wednesday, May the 16th. And Geronimo is what they used to yell when they'd dive off of the cliffs or jump out of an airplane or dive off of some reasonably market tops and head down the tunnel. And that looks like what we're fixing to do right now. We're going sub 120 on fat cattle, and we won't be back probably all summer long. Our board's been down hard all week. Of course, we're early in the week and we've got a lot further to go. Now your cash feeder cattle markets are getting a lot lower, a lot lighter demand for calves. Just everything's down, down, down. I hate to be that way, but I just speak the truth, and that's what you're going to get here. But you just, when the town drunk knows that this market's getting softer, it's already too late. It's too late to get out, and I'm here to tell you that it's getting softer. So don't say I didn't tell you, but it's gonna get pretty tough, guys. I don't believe there's anything to hold it now. We've been talking about this wall of cattle, and you know, I'm not sure that wall was as big, but it was so well advertised that we can't stop it any longer. And if it wasn't for that wall, we've already built a wall in front of that one with all these cattle that we've sold for 2 to 4 week delivery here the last couple of weeks. And those packers just have so many cattle to choose from that it's going to be hard to fade them. But everything's cheaper. Guys, these cows are cheaper. If you got some grass, you've got a place to turn some out, you can really get some cows. There's still some bred cows out there. You could probably get some open cows that would sure be good to keep around, but don't think it's going to be 2,000 plus anymore, even on a pair. They're just a lot cheaper around. And my good friend Greg Harrison said in north central Missouri, you can buy a pretty darn good middle-aged cow for $1,500 down, and she might have a pretty good calf standing at her side. But remember the old adage, you know, some of those cows are thin and kind of hard-wintered. They've been short of hay around, but they go right with the old adage, you don't ever want to buy one that's had a better home than what you plan to give her. And so that goes right into that. I've found out in the last few years that the same goes for divorcees. But I tend to like the ones that have a better home than what I have. And so down here in South Texas and installing some national beef wires around, stopped in Lubbock at Lubbock Feeders and put one in there. Got some to put in down here in South Texas, and got a genomic gem production sale in Giddings, Texas this weekend. So just traveling around a little bit, but this market is soft. Talked to a lot of guys on the phone, and it's tough sledding out there, guys. Let's look at the board for Tuesday. June live cattle futures down to $1.65 to end the day at 102.97. Your August live cattle clinging to $1 again. You remember it's been here a couple of months ago that it was clinging to $1, and we all thought it was undervalued, and they jumped back on it and got her up there again. But now we're back and not going to be able to hold $1 on your August fats this week anyway, but down $1.50 on Tuesday, ending at $100.40. Your August feeder cattle down $1.92 at 138.45. May down 185 to end the day at 133.55. Your fat cattle trade, you're just going to have to get in on a mixed bag early in the week if you want to sell anything here probably the next month. And we did have some scattered mixed trade. Maybe you can call it cleanup, but that's probably where we're going to be at now for a while. On your Monday action, we did see some live sales scattered from 112 all the way up to 123. The highest from some regional guys on some really top quality stuff. The lowest, that 112, is for down the road delivery. But the bulk of it from like 117 to 118, and that's where we're going to be. And on Tuesday we lost the 118. But dress sales on Monday from 185 to 193. On Tuesday we did have significant enough trade in the Southern Plains to set the market at 117. That's $5 lower than last week. That's $9 lower than a week and a half ago. I told you guys they're going to take it back in hunks. All of you that keep up with these markets know that they're going to take it back in hunks. And it looked like right off the get-go, we got to the fringe, the bottom steps of the wall, and we've lost $9 in a week and a half. So 117 is going to be your market, and for the Southern Plains anyway. We did see some Tuesday morning trade just a little bit in the Northern Plains at 118. Maybe they could hold 118 if the board doesn't tank again the middle of the week, but I'm sure it probably will. The heck of it is, the more that the board goes down, the harder this cash fat cattle market is going to have to run downhill to catch it by the time we get into mid-June. But I guarantee you, by the time that this market matures, your June live cattle will meet up with it. And I don't think it's going to be that the board's going to run up to meet it like it did there a couple of weeks ago. But we're in tough times right now, and if you want to get some cattle sold, you better do it when the time is good. If you get some interest there early in the week, take it, because it's going to get tough sledding. They've got a lot of cattle to pull from. Box beef cutout values are kind of leveling off. They've been up here for the last month or so, getting into these grilling season holidays, but really starting to level off now. Look at your feeder market. Your real-time index on Tuesday afternoon was 134.87 for an 800-pound steer, down over $1. Look at some markets there. OKC West and El Reno, Oklahoma, on their calf sale, they had 2,000 head. Calves selling $7 to $10 lower. Most everybody's got everything bought that they need for grass, and now that we're getting a lot of pressure in the market, there's not any big orders out there to prop these cash prices up. You just have some guys picking around the fringes for some small traps that they're stocking, and they can just as soon wait for a few weeks or wait till this thing bottoms out, and that's kind of what they're thinking. So they're just going to put their cards back in their pocket. West Plains, Missouri, at Ozarks Regional Stockyards, 2,700 head there. Calves in West Plains selling $2 to $6 lower. Not a good enough test on yearlings to really see what the market was doing. Let's get an individual quote from Fredonia, Kansas. Had 64 head of steers, weighed 761 at 143. And that's your feeder flash for Wednesday.